Now let's start. Let me just go through with you what we'll be doing today. For those of you who just joined us, welcome. Okay, for today, all these are my class rules, right? Obviously, only one person speaks at a time, but at a time when I unmute you, please take turns if you hear that someone else is speaking. All right. Oral practice is what we'll be covering today. Firstly, we'll do oral reading as well as your stimulus-based conversation, right? Your oral interaction. Okay, and then we'll be doing our grammar MCQ. So for those of you who have yet to finish the practice that we have, right, can you just do it later during our break? I'll give you a 1-minute break, and grammar MCQs won't take you very long. Okay, and we also have comprehension, right, that we'll be going through, and I'll be giving you about 10 minutes to do it if you have not already done so. All right, excuse me. So this is our lesson plan for today. Okay, we'll start with our reading aloud first. Okay, just some tips before I pick certain students to help me read. Okay, remember, as best as we can, clear and consistently good pronunciation. Have appropriate intonation. So when you're asking a question, make sure it goes up, the intonation goes up, right? And try not to hesitate, because it affects the amount of confidence you have as well as the amount of confidence you portray you have. Okay, take note of the context of the passage and remember to use the context of the passage to sort of help you infer the questions that they may ask you from the picture. Okay, some of you actually got 16 for full marks for your oral. Excellent, keep up. Okay, now can I get some volunteers to read out this passage for me? Hang on now. We will have, okay, so the different colors are the different students that will be reading. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 students, very short, but we will have another turn later when we're doing the comprehension, because comprehension, I will also get you to read aloud. Okay, students, so don't worry if you don't get a chance now. I will do my best to ensure that you get a chance later. Okay, anybody wants to read, can you just put up your hand so I can just take note and we can start reading in a bit? Alexi, please do not try to control my screen. Thank you very much. Okay, students, another thing, I will not hesitate to throw you out if you misbehave. So please do not misbehave, okay? Sudipta, anybody else? Second paragraph. Elrica, is it Elrica, right? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Okay, my apologies. Yeah, if I pronounced it wrongly, just help to, let me know in the chat so I can correct my pronunciation. Anybody else? Nirmila? Okay, you can also tell me in the chat if you want to read, okay? I will read off the chat as well. Anyone else? Tasha. Okay. And the 5th one, can I get Kira? Kira N, right? I think there's only one Kira, but let me just put it as that. If you want to change your name, students, you have full freedom to do so, okay? Just in case you're not happy with the name that you're called for some reason. All right, now I'm just going to give you all a quick, let me see, 2 minutes to look through the passage. Go and download the prerequisites. If not, I'll take 1 minute to flash each page. Okay, and then we'll start reading after that. All right, come, let's take 1 minute to just look through this. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Yeah, I actually set a timer for 1 minute. So when it beeps, you will hear like some ice cream sound. Okay, for those of you who are done and ready, Lakshmanan, what are you doing? Not ice cream makes sounds. It's my bell, my alarm bell sounds like an ice cream. You know the ice cream uncle, ting, 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 like he will ting 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 ting. Yeah, so that's what my sounds like. If you want to hear it, hang on. Let me see whether you can. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now let's move on to. Okay, one more time. Lakshmanan, as I'm supposing. I'm going to kick you out. Okay, so I would request that you do not do this again. Okay, now let's get on to reading. All right. For those students who have been selected, can you please unmute yourselves? Sudipta?
Rina was the only child in her family. She loved being the only child, but sometimes it could get very lonely for her. Both her parents worked long hours. By the time her parents got home from work, she would already be in bed.
Okay, thank you very much, Sudipta. That was very good, very nicely paced. And I like how when you saw this, like she got very lonely, you slowed down a little bit, to show that it was not something very pleasant, right? You varied between being cheerful and slowed down, which is great. Okay, now, Elrica?
Rina looked forward to Sunday. It was the only day in the week when she could spend time with her family for the whole day.
Okay, excellent. Okay, I like your pace, but maybe what we can do is because you see that there is an exclamation mark, oops, sorry, over here, right? So you can sound a little bit excited. Rina looked forward to Sundays. It was the only day in the week when she could spend time with her family for the whole day, right? So because it's something a little bit more positive, maybe we could read a little bit more cheerfully, right? And sort of have an emphasis towards the end. We can work on that. All right, Erika? Okay. Now, Nirmala.
One Sunday afternoon, as Rina and her parents were enjoying their Sundays in an ice cream parlor, her mother asked, Rina, would you want a baby brother? Rina's eyes widened in delight.
Okay, thank you very much, dear, for it was very nicely paced, right? And I like how you managed to differentiate the when her mother was speaking to her as compared to the normal narration itself. So whenever we have someone speaking to us, right, we need to make sure that we can sort of differentiate the intonation when they're speaking. Okay, now Tasha.
Of course, she squealed. Am I getting a baby brother? She asked eagerly.
That's good. Okay, yeah, but I would hope for you to sound a little bit more excited. Of course, right? Maybe through the mic it wasn't very clear, right? But because it was a squealing kind of thing, she's definitely very excited, right? I like that there was a differentiation, but I think the mic wasn't very clear with that. Okay, thanks very much, Tasha and Kira and.
Her mother smiled and nodded. Rina hugged her mother tightly. It was the best gift she could ever receive.
Okay, thank you. That was great. Okay, and I liked how you ended it positively because this is actually a positive passage, right? Okay, so I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Since this is positive and cheerful, sound more upbeat, you can afford a little bit more possibly a bit more louder, right? Because there are a couple of exclamation marks, right? And because it's like squealing and the mother talking, right? So a little bit more lively. Okay, I think that will be quite useful for all of you. Why you all like to control my screen? I didn't know you all want to teach. If you want to teach, go ahead. Okay, now that's for our reading. Okay, any questions, just buzz me in the chat. All right, now we'll go on to our stimulus-based conversation, right? Remember our Oreo format, right? Opinion, reason, explain by giving examples, right? As well as repeat your overall stand. Okay, now this is the picture that I've given you together with the questions. Okay, so look at the questions. All right, can you take about 3 minutes to just think through of your answers, and then we will have